Welcome to Go, a TV web series where presenters aged 10 to 16 years explore entertainment, the arts, events, cool people and places.
In this episode, Sophie chats to CEO and designer Anna Dimond.
Some of the gang take in the Emoji movie.
Bronwyn chats to radio host Laura. And Stella takes her bestie to 561 Cafe.
So don't go anywhere.
In
3,
2,
2, 1,
1,
go!
Hi Anna, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
So for our first question, what does a day in the life of Anna Dimond look like?
Well, a weekday is getting up at about 6:30 in the morning. When I have my daughters, it's making lunch, waking them up, getting them to school. Often they, have early starts, so getting them organised. I'm usually in the office by about 8:15 and start checking my emails. Well, actually, I do check my emails about between 6 and 6:30 just to see what's built up overnight, and get cut through the emails till about 10. Then we usually have staff meetings, and then my day is pretty much back-to-back meetings until the end of the day, or when I have to pick up my kids. And that's a normal day in the office, and then interspersed with that if I'm interstate and travelling, which is generally every 2 to 3 weeks I'm away somewhere for work.
How did you get involved in jewellery?
I'm not a jeweller at all. My background is graphic design and branding. So when I left school, I did 2 degrees. I did a Bachelor of Arts, majoring in politics, anthropology and English literature, because I left school wanting to get into medicine and I missed out by about 5 points. So when you don't get into what you wanted those days, you do a BA. And so I finished the BA in 3 years, and then I went to the University of SA and did a 4-year graphic design degree. So I left with a design branding background and got my first job in Melbourne with a really great studio called Andrew Point Design.
So we heard you won the Telstra Business Women's Award for SA in 2000. Can you tell us a bit about the experience? And did you see yourself as successful as you started?
Well, that was a long time ago. So I was only about 3 years into Palace Jewellery at that point. And I entered the awards really for the experience in looking at where I was. It's quite an involved process when you're doing the entry for Telstra Business Women's Awards. And that was fantastic in itself. But when I actually won Young Businesswoman of the Year for SA in 2000, I was A, extremely surprised, and B, very humbled, but it also highlighted to me how much I didn't know. And I was watching women in all the other categories who've been in business for 10, 15 years with these incredible stories, and I thought, wow, I've got so much to learn, and actually not anywhere near as much to say, but the network that I created and having these people to look up to really fueled me and inspired me to improve myself and keep working at the business and make something of it, because at that stage it was very early, and of course, no, you don't see yourself as a success because you haven't done anything yet.
If not a jewellery designer, who would you see yourself as?
I actually don't see myself as a jewellery designer now. I see myself as a businesswoman and who happens to design a product that's jewellery. So through coming from a branding, advertising background, it just teaches you ways of seeing, so you can apply that learning to any product. And for me, it's always coming from, yes, a very much inspired design base, but probably more so a business base. I would always see myself as a business manager, CEO, that I can apply these skills to any business in the future.
Thank you so much for coming in today, Anna. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for this present. I can't wait to see what's inside.
Thanks so much, Sophie. It's been great.
Hi everybody, welcome back. You're listening to Bronwyn, and next up we'll be listening to Sia's Cheap Thrills. So Laura, what originally inspired you to become a radio presenter?
Well, I was actually picked up at Fresh 92.7 by the person I was being interviewed, because when you go there and you register to become a volunteer, they always like to interview you first. And I actually wanted to be a news presenter, but they said, you are so quirky, you have a great personality, why don't you become a radio presenter? And so from then I was inspired, because it's such a great industry to be in. It's fun, it's fast paced, you have to work so hard. But as soon as I had that as an avenue, I worked hard, and I made sure that I was always available to fill in shifts, and that sort of inspired me, getting that first chance to really try hard and achieve what I've achieved so far.
What skills do you really need to be successful in the radio presenter industry?
I think the main skills which I possess, and I think a lot of other radio presenters possess, is a personality. You have to have a wicked sense of humour, you have to be fun, just because no one wants to hear someone boring on the radio. They want to hear someone fun and intriguing when they listen, especially at work when they might be doing boring work. They want to listen to something exciting. And you have to be hardworking. The hours might be wake up at 4, leave at AM and leave at 3 PM, and you might be sleep deprived. They push you in certain directions which are tough, but you just have to push on, be hardworking, be dedicated. And thirdly, passionate about music, passionate about your show, because that shines through. If you're doing a music show and you're not passionate about the music, the audience will understand.
What's some advice that you would give younger people wanting to be radio presenters in the future?
I would give, start at a young age, volunteer, put yourself out there. If a door opens, go through it, because there's nothing worse than saying no to lots of things, because you never know where it can take you. When I was in New York, I was given a tour around iHeartRadio. I spoke to the executive producer and asked him then and there, can I have some work experience please? He said yes. That opened a massive door for me. So I think it's just work hard and make sure that you always say yes to the things you obviously want to say yes to and can say yes to, and always be polite, kind, work hard, and know your stuff for on air.
That was amazing. Thank you for giving us an insight into your experiences, and thank you for taking time out of your schedule to answer our questions today.
Thank you. Today we're here at Wallace Cinemas at Mitcham to check out the Emoji movie.
I can't wait. I think it'll be very funny.
I think kids will really like this film. My favourite part was poop.
I think the high five emoji was very funny because he was played by James Corden. I thought all the emojis' reactions were hilarious, and it was a really fun movie, very creative. I loved watching Smiler because she was the opposite of what you'd expect. Like, you'd expect her to be smiley and happy, but really she had quite a dark side to her.
It was, No, it was...
So guys, come down to Wallace Cinemas Mitcham to check out the Emoji movie. It's great fun for all ages. Adelaide's dessert mecca 561, situated on King William Road, Hyde Park, is known for its over-the-top freak shakes. I've convinced Isabel, Michael, Angus and Jasper to come along and try them out with me.
I've come here many times and I love all the food. It's really yummy, and my favourite is the Heaven Sent milkshake.
The kids love to come all the time. We have desserts, or we have the chips and fries. They're really great, and the kids have a great
Today we're at Wallace Cinemas at Mitcham.
Hang on, sorry. No, please.
Never look back. Now we're over. That's a fact. Losing life, saying alright. You were never right. Back to life. Apologize. Too soon to say I'm fine. Too soon to say I'm fine. Oh, I don't know what to say, what to do, how to make you see.